Do you like quick-to-learn card games that still offer strategic thinking? Do you like animals in your games? Well, then this game might be just for you. Stick around for my Kickstarter preview of Zuuli. Hey everyone, this is Sarthakos, back with another video, and today I'm giving you my Kickstarter preview of Zuuli. So what is this game? Zuuli is described as a fierce and friendly pick-and-pass card game. And this description is quite accurate, actually. In this fast-paced card game, you collect enclosures, rescue animals, and install upgrades over 3 years and build the highest scoring zoo you can. After speaking to Chris, the designer of the game, he told me what Zuuli means. So the original name was Zuuli with 2 O's, which came from Zoo and Li, which is in Swiss German what you add to the end of the word for a diminutive form. As a German myself, I can definitely confirm that. Since that name was taken, the name was changed to Zuuli with 2 U's, and it means something like a little zoo or cute zoo because of the Swiss German ending here. So alright, let's take a look at the game and how to play it. So, as mentioned, you play this game over 3 rounds, over 3 years, so to speak. And there are 3 different cards that are important. Let me show you those first. You see the different types of cards noted by the symbol in the top left here. So if you have a heart or some teeth, if I can find them here, that is an animal. Obviously, I mean, if you have seen a few animals, you might know elephants and lions. They're quite popular here and quite famous. So, and there are a few things noted on that card. First of all, we might have a special skill at the bottom. That's something we can speak about later. Here at the left, you see how much space the animal takes in an enclosure. On the top right, you see the amount of points it can generate, depending on the type of enclosure. And on the top left, you see if is it a friendly or a fierce animal. Why is that important? Well, fierce animal can only be held in an enclosure with other animals of the same name. So a lion has this fierce symbol here, and he could only be in an enclosure with other lions. Except if you have a specific upgrade, that's something we will speak about later. Friendly animals can be in an enclosure with other friendly animals just regularly. They don't pose any issues. The elephant is much friendlier than the lion. Although it might not seem like it, if you look at the drawings. Alright, then we have enclosures. So for example, this enclosure here would give you a space of 6, so the lion would fit in there. And at the top right, you see the score multiplier. So this is only a holding pen where you can save animals, so to speak. So this one doesn't give you any points. But if there is a times 1, for example, and the lion would be in there, then the lion would give you 3 times 1 point. That's 3 points. And then we also have a special ability down here again. Can never hold more than a single animal at a time. So, you can only put 1 animal in here. Of course, you should put 1 in here that maybe has a higher space requirement. And then we have upgrades. Upgrades are noted by the gear icon in the top left, and they somehow enhance your enclosures. They can make the enclosure larger, or they can add a habitat to an enclosure or any other things. One thing I failed to mention is in these enclosures you see that there is desert here and jungle and water. So all 3 habitats are in that holding pen. But there are enclosures that have other habitats. For example, the savanna. You can also have animals here. No special skill, no strings attached, but you can only have animals there with a desert background, like the lion or the elephant. But, for example, the tree frog, you couldn't have there because the tree frog needs to be in jungle or water, which is not possible here, but it would be possible there. That's another thing to note. How the game works is, let me assume that we have 2 players. First of all, each player receives 1 new plot. So that's the first enclosure we have. So we can start with 1 at least, but you see, this one does not score unless full. And it has a times 1 multiplier if it's full. Then every player, at least for the setup for 2 players, receives 9 cards. 6, 7, 8, 9, like that. And the other players, of course, too. And then everybody takes a look at his or her cards. And now this is where the player interaction comes in. And now you have a drafting mechanic. So every player looks at all 9 cards and chooses 1 to keep. So for example, I would keep, I don't know, let's keep this upgrade because that's a pretty good upgrade I would like to speak about. So then you put that face down in front of you. You take all the cards and hand them to the next player. And every player does that, and you receive then 8 cards, and you turn around the card you chose, and you choose a new one, put it face down, and that cycle continues. So at the end, you will have 9 cards laying in front of you. Now, there are a few things you do. So first of all, you put all the enclosures in your zoo up here. It's very important to separate the zoo and everything you haven't built yet, so you don't get confused. So, and now after the highly interactive drafting phase, now everybody is in the development phase of the zoo. And now you just take all the cards and puzzle them together for your zoo. So for example, let's look at so we have already taken care of the enclosures. Now let's take a look at the expansions. So for example, here is an expansion that would give us a little bit more land to work with. Let's put that in the vivarium for now. Why not? The vivarium doesn't have any special skills down there, any special abilities, so that's fine. And the well-fed we will put, I don't know yet. Well, we don't have anything. I think we don't really need it too much, but let's put it here too. So I think we should do that, yeah. All right. And now we have another well-fed here, I see. Well, let's just put it here. Because every upgrade you don't use in that year will be lost at the end of the year. You have to discard it. It won't give you negative points, but I mean, they don't do anything bad, right? I mean, they can only be good, so why not use them? And now we have the animals left, and now we need to see that we can get them into our plots. So the elephant can either be in the vivarium, theoretically, but in practice not, because space requirement of 6, and the vivarium only has 5 space because I enhanced the 3 space vivarium. But the elephant would be able to fit in the new plot, and it would fill the new plot also, so we would get all the points. So we will put the elephant over there. Then we have all the fish and also the frog. So we will take all of these and we should put them all in the vivarium for now. We can do that because, yes, we do have a fierce card here. So we could only put the anglerfish with other anglerfish in there, but we have the well-fed improvement. Traits can be ignored when placing animals in the attached enclosure. Perfect. So we just ignore all the traits and put our cards there. And then we would score. When every player has filled up his or her zoo, then we would score. So we would look at the elephant, 5 points times 1. That's cool, that's 5 points. And then the tree frog, if it is in a jungle and water habitat, which it is, the value is doubled, so that's 2 points. The jellyfish the value is doubled if kept with at least 2 other jellyfish, not the case, so only 1 point. And the anglerfish just gives a flat 2 points. So that's 2, 3, 5 points times 2, that's 10 points. Plus those 5. So in the first year we would have gotten 15 points. The pond, there are no animals there, so no points over there. And that's it. That would be the first year of 3. And in the next round you get less cards. You get only 8. This is different depending on the player count. And for each year at the end you count all your points, and who has the most points at the end will win. And this is how you play Zuuli. So, do I like the game? First of all, before I give you my opinion, this is a Kickstarter prototype. So the cards are close to the final quality and they're perfectly fine. I like them. They're quite thick, so they're definitely serviceable. You can shuffle them quite often. I think the cards might be a little bit different in the Kickstarter version. That's something we will have to see when the Kickstarter launches in September. I personally like the small tuck box here. I really like that because it's small. It's practical, you can take it anywhere, the game is really simple to play, and you can just have it on the go. The Kickstarter will have a larger box, which you can already see on the Twitter account of Chris, or on the website. The tuck box will be larger and looks much nicer. I like the small one here. I don't know if there will be an option for tuck box in the Kickstarter, I can't tell you that. So what do I like? Let's start with the positives first. The artwork is really cute. You see that a lot of love and care went into that. It looks really, really cute. So that's perfect for a game centered around animals. I like the strong player interaction. When I first played the game, I thought that the interaction wasn't that big because everybody is just puzzling their own zoo. But the drafting phase is a very strong interaction. And not just that, there's also a slight push your luck mechanic there because, as with every drafting game, you have your 9 cards you can choose from, and there might be 2 cards you really like. Maybe one of them is really good, but the other one is maybe in that instance more important. Maybe the one is better, but the other is just maybe you need it more, even though it's not better. So you need to make a choice. Which card do you take? Because the other card might not be there anymore when you get it. And it's kind of a push your luck mechanic, because you could also just take the other card and hope the one you need isn't attractive to the other players. So that's pretty cool. I like that. And also I like puzzles in board games or card games. And this has a very puzzly mechanic. You puzzle together your zoo, and I like that a lot. Because it's simple. It's all the skills and rules are very simple, but they're still deep enough to actually matter and to actually give you a good puzzle. And this would be my next positive. It's very easy to teach, it's very quick to set up and quick to play, but it's strategically really deep enough. So you can play it with the entire family, but everybody will have to be quick on their feet. One thing I'm a little bit unsure about is the water animals. Of course, the tree frog is awesome, just because it's awesome. But in general, I have made the experience in the few games I played that water animals tend to be not as strong as, for example, elephants, lions. Elephants, lions are harder to get into plots, a little bit harder, but they give many, many more points. So if you have 2 lions and 1 elephant, you get 12 points. To get that with anglerfish and jellyfish is quite hard, because there aren't very many jellyfish in the game. To get all 3, to get the double points, is not going to be too easy. And look at the anglerfish, only 1 point. Tree frogs can give you quite a few points. If you have like 2 or 3 tree frogs, they're easy to put into space, and they can give you 2 points per frog, so they're okay. But the rest of the water animals aren't as strong. That's at least how I experience it. I might need a few more plays to really verify that. And another thing is that you're a lot at the luck of the draw. So all your planning may not come to fruition depending on how the game goes. I like having to readjust my strategy during the game, so it's not a negative for me. But some people might not like that too much. I actually know a lot of people who don't like having to think from turn to turn. They like to have one strategy in the beginning. This will not be possible with this game, but I mean, that's pretty much what the mechanic of the game is about, right? So it makes perfect sense. And the last thing, in this prototype version, the rules were understandable, but a few aspects were not 100% clear. But I cleared that up with Chris, and all of that will be changed for the Kickstarter version. So you shouldn't have any rules issues there. So my verdict for a card game that is so easy to teach, set up and play, I really enjoyed it. If the theme or gameplay of the game speaks to you, I would highly suggest checking the game out. I hope that this will be funded and will be successful. I will be keeping a close eye on that. Also, as usual, I will link to the Kickstarter project in the description as soon as it is available. As far as I know, it should come in fall, so around September. Alright, if you're still watching, thank you very much for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed this Kickstarter preview, and I will see you soon. Alright, take care everyone. Bye bye.